Welcome to Daily Drive for Monday, August 4th, 2025. I'm Kellen Walker in Las Vegas. Today on the show, Amazon Autos starts selling used cars. Elon Musk gets his payday. And Foxconn sells GM's former Lordstown plant. Plus, David Liu, CEO of self-driving company Plus, talks about the decision to take his company public.
We have this virtual driver software that has all the intelligence that can drive a truck safely. How do we actually get in the hands of the eventual user, the end user, the fleets, to actually have them take advantage of it?
Let's run through all the news you need to know to keep up in the auto industry. Amazon is expanding its online car shopping platform to include used and certified pre-owned vehicles. The retail giant will make used and CPO inventory available through Hyundai dealers to consumers in Los Angeles starting August 4th. Amazon partnered with Hyundai to launch its Amazon Autos program at the end of 2024. Today, the program is in 130 cities. Tesla's board is granting CEO Elon Musk 96 million shares in the company. Altogether, they're worth about $29 billion. The move is meant to keep the billionaire entrepreneur at the helm. That's as he fights a court ruling that voided his original $50 billion pay deal for being unfair to shareholders. Foxconn is selling the sprawling former General Motors assembly plant in Lordstown, Ohio, that it bought in 2022. The Taiwanese manufacturing company says it will sell the site's land and buildings for $88 million to an entity called Crescent Dune LLC. That's according to a new filing with Taiwan's stock exchange. Foxconn says it plans to reinvest the proceeds into expanding its U.S. business. And JLR has announced its next CEO. PB Balaji replaces Adrian Mardell, who announced his retirement last week. Balaji is currently the CFO for Tata Motors. And those are today's headlines. You can find more details on all those stories at autonews.com. Joining me now to talk about Amazon Auto's new venture into used vehicles is Carly Schaffner, who covers Hyundai, Kia, Genesis, Honda, and Mazda for us at Automotive News. Carly, welcome back to Daily Drive.
Thanks, Cal. Good to be here.
So you spoke with Amazon Auto's global director, Fan Jin, about this move. What were your big takeaways from that conversation?
Sure. Yeah, we spoke last week, and I can't say I was surprised to hear that they've made it official that they're pushing into use in CPO, because back in March, when she talked to Jamie actually on the Daily Drive, she had said that that was their next kind of milestone that they were going to try to hit. So they've made it official. They're bringing more inventory to the site with dealers used and Hyundai CPO used vehicles. I guess that was the number one ask from consumers, was more variety and more types of conditions of vehicles. So this allows them to kind of expand their reach in that way.
And Carly, what's the overall status of Amazon Autos? How well is the platform doing, and how are dealers reacting?
It's a little bit vague because they declined to say how many sales had been initiated through the platform or how many dealers were onboarded at this time. But it seems to me it's doing well enough to move into this next phase. And I can tell you that while they used Hyundai as a launch partner, which really gave them kind of big exposure. They had a national advertising campaign that Hyundai's ad agency put together back in January as they started to expand into regions beyond the initial, I believe, 48 cities that they started in at the end of last year. So from this viewpoint, it's successful. They continue to invest in it. I know the platform itself, the technical parts of it, they're working out the kinks of that. But while they did this whole runway with Hyundai, they are looking to get other brands involved. And they're going to do it by working with dealer groups. And not just dealer groups, big dealer groups that we would think of, but also medium groups, and then family-owned groups, and then some smaller dealers. That's the range they said that they've been working with. But for now, it's just new vehicles through the Hyundai brand, through Hyundai dealers. Hyundai CPO vehicles, and then the used inventory, that's going to be the variety of brands coming on.
Awesome. Carly, thank you so much for joining me.
My pleasure. Thanks, Cal.
Coming up, Plus CEO David Liu talks about his company's decision to go public through a SPAC and the state of the self-driving business from his vantage point. Self-driving company Plus has been gaining traction in recent years. It has partnerships with Volkswagen's Traton Group, Hyundai, and Iveco. Now it has its sights set on rolling out autonomous trucks at global scale. To do that, it says $300 million in proceeds from an expected SPAC merger will fund the company's next phase of growth. Plus, CEO David Liu talked about all of it with our own Pete Bigelow on Shift, a podcast about mobility. Here's a piece of their conversation.
Plus announced that it's going public via a special purpose acquisition corporation merger back just about a month ago, I think, David, is that right?
Yeah, early June, we announced the transaction. We're extremely excited about this transaction to be able to go public through a merger with Churchill Capital.
It's a big development. How did this come about?
Yeah, so I think from a company development point of view, we're at the stage where we're getting ready to commercial launch our product along with our OEM customers and partners. From a technology development point of view, through the years of development, we're getting to a place where it's relatively mature to be commercially launched. From an industry point of view, I think the overall industry is getting ready to make this product commercially available. So it's a perfect timing for us to go public, to raise the capital that's necessary to take us through the commercialization phase, but also give us a profile, the public company profile, to be able to further support our launch commercially.
David, as you mentioned, that 30,000-foot view is that this industry is maturing and there's a ton of interest in autonomous trucking. What is it that differentiates Plus from others in the field?
Yeah, so we have a few differentiation from technology point of view, but also from a go-to-market and business point of view. I think we're quite unique in how we position ourselves in the industry. So first of all, from a technology point of view, we are an AI-centric, AI-first company. We named our company Plus AI in the first place, right? So our mission is to utilizing AI to make a positive impact on the physical world. And we've been on this journey for the past 9 years. We've developed a set of AI-centric and model-centric algorithms and technology to power the virtual driver, to be able to apply this to commercial trucking industry, to help the industry to be more efficient, to drive safer, to be more automated. So we've made a lot of progress on that. Over the last 9 years, we've been working with our partner. We've gone through millions of miles of pilot runs, and we've been co-developing this technology and maturing this technology with our partners and customers. But more importantly, we think about not only how do we make the technology, how do we actually make it available to the millions of trucks out there, right? So, commercial trucking is the backbone of our economy. 70% of all goods used and consumed every day is moved by trucks. So this is a big industry, big impact for a large market. The question is, how do we now we have this virtual driver software, has all the intelligence that can drive a truck safely. How do we actually get this onto as many trucks as possible? How do we actually get in the hands of the eventual user, the end user, the fleets, to actually have them take advantage of it? We thought very deeply about that. And one thing we realized is that it's crucial to be working together with the truck manufacturers to integrate the technology into factory-built trucks and then provide an integrated product to the end users. It has quite a few benefits of that. One is it provides high-quality integrated products, which the end user, the fleets demand. It's not just do a pilot run. It's about how do you actually have the autonomous truck actually work over 1 million miles of its lifetime, right? Who's going to be servicing and maintaining these trucks? Who's going to be providing the reliability and the warranty behind these autonomous trucks. It is a physical world product that we're enabling. So we find it's crucially important to be working together with our ecosystem, with the OEM, with the truck manufacturer on that. But it also provides a set of other benefits. As we know, majority of the trucks in the US and Europe are powered by a few large global OEMs. So that includes Volkswagen's Traton Group, Daimler Trucks, Packard, Volvo, Iveco, right? So just a handful of OEMs. And fortunately enough, we have signed up 3 of the largest global OEMs in Volkswagen Traton Group, Hyundai Commercial Group, as well as Iveco, to be working with them to power their next generation autonomous trucks. So this provides us the access to the market, to the end users, to be able to apply our technology, to put our technology in their hands.
So when you work with those 3, no pun intended here, but are you building toward factory-built autonomous trucks with them? And do you have manufacturing plans then in their factories you own together? How exactly does the manufacturing side of that work in getting your autonomous systems into their trucks?
Yeah, so it is working toward the factory-built autonomous trucks. And keep in mind, these are not our trucks; these are OEM's trucks, right? So we're building, you can think of this as the next generation trucks these OEMs are going to be providing to their customer, to the market. And we are a technology partner slash supplier to them to help them, build this. We're the software side of their technology, right? They're very good with, building hardware. They're very good with managing supply chain, building those integrated trucks in their factory, and also post sales, right? You have to maintain and managing and servicing these trucks. They've got the network to do that. So you should think of this as, we are a enabler for the OEMs to build these trucks.
So Hyundai, Iveco, Traton, you have manufacturing partners around the world. Does that mean each one of those produces trucks for a certain geography?
Yeah, so all of our partners are global. So the benefit of this is eventually this product, once it's made, it's going to be made available globally. But we're going to start with the US first, right? The US market is the most mature one from a user adoption, from a regulatory setting point of view, but also from a general ecosystem point of view. The US will become the first market for autonomous trucks. And in particular, we're starting to do some testing and commercial pilots in Texas. We're doing that along with our OEM partners there. And also because many of our partners have significant presence in Europe, we're also doing testing and pilots in Europe as well. In Sweden, in Germany, we have some programs going on there to test our products globally.
David, I'm curious, you seem pretty unique in the sense that you have these global plans. Another differentiating point, I think, between you and some of the others in the self-driving truck space is that they are focused on one particular market and not the globe to start. So why, from your perspective, do you want to start so big and tackle all these different operating areas? Regulatory frameworks all at one time?
Yeah, some of that is driven by necessity from technology, but also from a commercial point of view. Keep in mind, our customer, we look at our customers and as being the OEMs, right? So the Tratons, the Ivecos, the Hyundais of the world. So that's our customer set, and it just so happens every one of them are global, right? So they are global brands. For instance, Volkswagen Traton Group that has the brand from Scania, that's in Sweden, MAN in Germany, and as well as international here in the US. So when they think about this autonomy program, they think globally. They have the global ambition, and so they were looking for technology solution that can support them globally. And because our technology roots and how we construct our technology we're the most scalable and most flexible technology solution out there. And that's why, they selected us and picked us to be their partner to power them globally. I think that's kind of the starting reason of why we why we were selected to be a global partner of theirs. But also ended up being we support them the best, given their global ambition.
Plus, CEO David Liu spoke with our own Pete Bigelow. You can hear their full conversation on Shift, a podcast about mobility, wherever you get your podcast. That's Daily Drive for today. I'm Kellen Walker. Thanks to Automotive News executive producer Jake Neer, as well as our own Carly Schaffner and Hans Greimel for their reporting for today's podcast. You can get the latest news on tech and innovation, online retail, and everything happening in the auto industry at autonews.com. Come back tomorrow for a conversation about why some automakers are abandoning their hydrogen plans and whether the technology can make a comeback.
Stellantis, Renault, Honda, and others are just saying, okay, we have so much on our plate right now between tariffs, between autonomous driving, between electrification and battery development, that we're just not going to go down this road at this point.
We'd love to hear from you. Let us know what you think of the show and the topics we covered today. Send us an email at dailydrive@autonews.com or leave us a voicemail at 313-444-2774. And if you enjoy the podcast, remember to like, leave a review, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.